Both of these 1 ounce gold bars have something very important in common. And it's not that they're both 9999 fine gold. It's not that they're both made by reputable companies such as Credit Suisse or the Perth Mint. It's that both of them are fake. Seriously, both of them are actually fake. Look at this one, it actually sticks to a magnet. But the biggest problem is that this one doesn't even stick to a magnet at all. This gold bar right here actually has the look of a real gold bar, albeit it is a little too thick, and experienced gold stackers will know that this gold bar right here is too thick. But they are both 100% fake. Now look, I know many of you think that I talk about this way too often, and that's fine, but I really want to hammer this home as much as possible because there are so many fakes out there right now, and I would bet that some of the people watching this video right now actually have fake silver or gold in their safe without even knowing it. Now let's take a look at some images that I have seen recently. This one's actually been on the internet for a while, but I've never shared it. This is a 100 ounce Engelhard silver bar, but it's not 100 ounces of silver. It's actually filled with lead. Now, what's really scary about this is the outside where the lead bars aren't might actually be silver. And remember, when somebody's selling fake silver, they may be selling you some real silver along with the fake silver. So for example, let's say that 50 ounces of this 100 ounce bar is lead. They're going to sell you 100 ounces of silver, but in reality, they're only giving you 50 ounces of silver. You are paying twice as much. And at that rate, they win. They're scamming you no matter what, regardless of whether or not you end up with some silver at all. You still paid for more silver than you actually got. Take a look at this one right here. Now, this is a Facebook post. This comes from Pluto's Gold and Silver. And look at this. We have 10 1 ounce gold bars. And they said, this was in November, but they said, I met with a customer today who purchased all 10 of these bars from someone for a really good deal, quote unquote. As soon as he showed up to me, I told them they were off. I pulled out the Sigma Metalytics tester, and boy, did I have to break the bad news. All 10 of these came up as fake. It was such a sad day. Take a look at this one. And I actually have one of these. We showed it to you on the camera. Of course, this one is a 10-gram bar, but we literally have a 10-gram fake Perth bar in the assay card, and it says fake, what not to buy. A client came in, into my job, I should say, trying to sell this gold bar. At first glance, it looks fine, but upon further inspection, the bar is too thick, and it was almost a whole gram short, weighing it only 9.1 grams. And I actually wonder if they took it out of the packaging to weigh it or not. Maybe it was 9.1 grams with the packaging. Regardless, too light. The kangaroos are also slightly off. When I looked at them under a microscope, or under 10 times magnification, they almost looked like dinosaurs instead of kangaroos. Beware of the Perth Mint. And guys, don't beware of the Perth Mint. The Perth Mint is fine. The Perth Mint produces real gold and silver bars. What you have to be aware of is that there are a lot of fake Perth Mint bars out there being made by people that are trying to scam you. So this isn't necessarily an issue with the Perth Mint themselves. The issue is that there's a lot of fake Perth Mint bars that obviously the Perth Mint has nothing to do with. But this is the fourth one we've seen come in. What fake items have you come across, they ask, and we'll go on to another one. This one is another Facebook post, and this one says, bought 2 gold bars and both were fake. Bought 2 of these, each from a different seller on eBay. Oh man, I tell you, buying gold and silver on eBay, unless it's from one of the big reputable companies, is always scary, especially if it's from somebody with low feedback or low rating, whatever it may be. You really need to do your due diligence. You need to make sure you're testing these if you are buying them, or if you already have, if they're sitting in your safe, you need to get them out and test them. But bought 2 of these, each of them from a different seller on eBay, both with some reviews, 30 on one, 100 on another. That's not near enough for gold in my opinion. I'm talking for like gold bars. I wouldn't buy from an eBay retailer that had less than 1,000. And I understand there's probably a seller out there that has only 100 reviews right now watching this video saying, hey, I sell real gold bars. That's cool. But for the safety of the buyer, they need to be careful. And so I just don't find it personally worth the risk. That's up to each individual, of course. That's my opinion only. But anyway, it says one of the sellers wants it shipped back to them because they bought it from someone else on eBay, but for 300 more than they sold it to me, which does make 0 sense, they said. I've since then took the footage of a jeweler using the machine and recorded the bar numbers. So, they went to a jeweler, the jeweler tested it for them, they recorded them showing that it was fake, and we'll see where that went. That was actually posted yesterday. Look at this one. This one also comes from Facebook. I actually snapped this with my phone a while back. This one says, duped. And this is the scary thing that I'm talking about. He says, duped, I've had this bar for years. It's been one of my most prized possessions. I've told nobody about it. My parents and son were the only ones who knew I had it. I went through some really hard times. This is so sad. And what's really sad is I have one of these fakes right here. And guys, stick with me. We're going to destroy it in this video. We are going to cut it open in this video. But he says, I've told no one about it. My parents and son were the only ones who knew. I went through some really hard times, and this bar gave me so much confidence and peace through those dark periods. It was in a clear case for many years. My son ended up accidentally breaking the case by slamming it in the drawer. Well, the case it was in had a magnet. Turns out my most prized possession is magnetic. And you guys saw that this one, when I actually put the magnet on it, it did suck it up. Wow. That is really unfortunate. This guy's going through hard times. He's happy that he has this gold. It's like a safety net for him. And then he finds out that it's fake, and that is really horrible. So guys, I mean, seriously, you should definitely check your gold and silver and make sure it's real. What I'm going to do in today's video, we're going to cut into both of those gold bars and see what's inside of my 2 fake gold bars. But first, we're going to show you a couple of different ways really quick that I test them. So we'll show you that they're fake, and then we'll take care of that. But before we do that, I do have a special video sponsor for today's video. So let's go ahead and run that clip and then start cutting into some bars. Today's video is sponsored by US Gold Mining Inc., trading on the NASDAQ under symbol USGO. Right now, gold is trading for around $5,000 per ounce, and copper is just under $6 per pound, both at near record levels. At the same time, US policy has shifted towards strengthening domestic mineral production. Within that backdrop, US Gold Mining is advancing the Whistler Gold Copper Project, a large undeveloped gold and copper exploration project located in south central Alaska within reach of Anchorage. On his first day of presidency, President Donald Trump issued an executive order titled Unleashing Alaska's Extraordinary Resource Potential, and a second executive order, Immediate Measures to Increase American Mineral Production, which directed federal agencies to facilitate domestic mineral production to the maximum extent possible, including gold and copper. At the state level, Alaska has also demonstrated support for responsible resource development. Governor Mike Dunleavy has publicly supported infrastructure and economic growth tied to mining and has personally visited the Whistler project. The project has also been visited by members of Alaska's congressional delegation, including U.S. Senator Lisa Murkowski and U.S. Representative Nick Begich. According to the company's current mineral resource estimate, the Whistler project contains approximately 294 million tons at 0.68 grams per ton gold equivalent for 6.48 million ounces gold equivalent in the indicated category, plus 198 million tons at 0.65 grams per ton gold equivalent for 4.16 million ounces gold equivalent in the inferred category. In addition to gold, the deposit also contains copper and silver. Copper and silver have been added to the U.S. government's list of critical minerals prioritized for exploration and development. Approximately 78% of outstanding shares are held by the parent company, with about 4.5% held by management and insiders. The company is completing a preliminary economic assessment, or PEA, which is an initial study evaluating economic factors associated with the project. Separately, the state of Alaska is advancing the proposed West Susitna Access Project, a planned road system intended to connect the Whistler project area with Anchorage. Again, the company is US Gold Mining Inc., trading on the NASDAQ under the symbol USGO. For more information, you can visit the company's website and review the company's latest filing and technical disclosures, which will be linked in the description below. And as always, this is not financial advice, and I am not recommending the purchase or sale of any security. This content is for informational and educational purposes only. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of capital. Always do your own research and consult a qualified professional before making any financial decisions. All right, so the first thing we're going to show you is my Key Gold Tester. And guys, keep in mind, I have no affiliation with Key. I don't have an affiliate link or a sponsorship deal. I'm just showing this to you because I own it and I use it. And basically what this is an electric conductivity tester for gold. And it does a good job of telling you if it's 10, 14, 18, 22, 24, you get the idea. Now, mostly this is used for jewelry, but it's actually pretty good for bars. And I'm going to show you why. So I have a real gold eagle here. We'll show it in a second. But first, we're going to show this this gold bar right here. And keep in mind, this is already calibrated. If you get one, it'll have instructions how to calibrate it. It is calibrated. But let's go ahead and do this. So what we have to do is put the gold bar onto the metal plate. We're going to put the end of our pen right here. You can see it's connected. And what it's going to do is send some electrical signal through the bar to see if it's really gold based on how it reacts to electricity, how it conducts electricity. You get the idea. And if you see that, you can see we are all the way into the red. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at this Perth Mint bar, and we will probably get the same result. Let's see. And you can see, yep, once again, it's all the way into the red. So this doesn't have the electrical conductivity of, say, a gold eagle. Now remember, gold eagles are not 24 karat, they're 22 karat. So we are testing for 22 karat with this gold eagle. We'll put it onto the metal plate, and as you can see, it was showing a little bit low, but you get the idea. It is there. It's like bouncing between 18 and to the 22 to 24 mark. So yeah, it is definitely testing. If you'll notice, the two fake ones went all the way into the red. This one's like, look at me, bro. I'm 22 karat. So you get the idea. So that is the key tester. This is really good, but I want to show you something that's actually really scary with this bar really quick on the Sigma, this one right here. And if you don't know what the Sigma is, that is this right here. This is my PMV Pro Mini. And just so you know, like the key tester, I have no affiliation with Sigma, no affiliate link, no sponsorship deal. I bought this with my own money, and I share it with you because it is my favorite way to test gold. Now, admittedly, this is really expensive, but to put this in perspective, think about it this way. If your Sigma PMV Pro Mini catches one fake gold bar, it has paid for itself, then some, or the Sigma PMV Pro or whatever it is. So it is my favorite test. Now, if you're testing sovereign gold and silver, you can use a ping test. For example, these pocket pingers right here, I do like to use. They are really cheap, and I will put a link down below for a video that goes over how those work. But for gold bars, I don't like the ping test at all. So we're going to use the Sigma PMV Pro, and I want to show you a couple of things. We need to kind of give you a baseline of how this works. So we are going to start by showing you a real gold coin. So this is a 1/10 ounce gold eagle. Now, to do this test, what we need to do is we need to go to metals. We're going to go to gold, and we're going to go to gold eagle, because remember, gold eagles are only 22 karat. And then what you want to do is weigh it. Now, I'm going to tell you something about gold eagles. They all have an exact weight, so you don't really have to do this, but for funsies, we have 3.42 grams. Now, this is the total weight. Again, it's 22 karat. There is a full 1/10 ounce of gold in the eagle. There's also some copper and silver. So if we go to weight and we go to 3.4, we go to 3.42 and hit grams. That is the total weight of the coin, meaning there should be 3.13 grams of gold. We're going to put this under the lever right in the center. We're going to press this down, and what we're going to look for is this blue arrow to go into the green. Now, it may hit the yellow. Yellow means just be more careful, test it a little bit better. If it's in the green, it usually means that at least as far as its bulk resistivity is concerned, it is gold. And you can see our gold eagle is real. Now, one thing that's very important with the Sigma, and I'm going to show you why this is important shortly, is that there is something called dimensions testing. This is why I like the Pro. Now, this is already a calibrated machine, and the Sigma sees that this has a thickness of 0.9 millimeters. So based on the weight that we told it that it is, based on the millimeter that it is measuring in, its height or its thickness, we go to dimensions, we go to round, and it's going to give us this little box, and our gold eagle should fit between the lines. Let's take a look. Bingo. You can see right here, our gold eagle does in fact fit right between those lines. Should go line to line. A little bit of variance, that's what the green's for. But yeah, we're touching, yeah, you saw it. It is definitely a 1/10 ounce gold eagle. All right, now I want to show you what's scary about this bar right here. And to do that, we need to switch our metal because we're not on gold eagle anymore. We have pure gold. Well, we don't, but you get the idea. We're going to go to metals. We're going to go to gold pure, and we're going to go to weight. We're going to weigh this out. And you can see it weighs 31.63 grams. So we'll go already has 31.63 grams total weight. Now, what's going to blow your mind about this bar, what is really scary is, first off, I want to show you something. This bar is not 10 millimeters thick. It's not even close. But watch this. It is going to show us two really weird readings on this bar. One, it is in the green. It is telling us it's real, but it's telling us that the thickness is way too thick. And if we go to the dimensions testing, we go to rectangular, if this bar were 10 millimeters thick, it would have to be this small to be gold. And obviously, that is not the case. And I think what's happening here is because this bar is magnetic, it's actually messing with the Sigma's sensors. But if you ignored everything, if you ignored the thickness, and all you did was put this bar under the lever and pressed it down, you're going to think it's real. And that's why, I emphasize when you're testing your gold and silver, make sure you do multiple things. Multiple. And I will show you what I mean. This bar, right? Watch this. Watch the weight. 31.11 grams. It is exactly the weight that it's supposed to be. So we go to 31.11 grams. Oh my gosh. We got 31.11 grams. Okay, this is not a very good tablet. All right, total weight. So we know the total weight. We put this bar under here, and I want to show you. It is going to come up as fake, right? But look at the dimensions testing, because this one is testing correctly at 3.93 millimeters. If we go to rectangular, this one is testing the thickness correctly, and based on how thick this bar is, it should only be that size in diameter. So that is what I mean by dimensions testing. This one weighs exactly right. This one, not magnetic. So if all you did was, you know, weighed it and made sure it wasn't magnetic, you're also going to think it's fake or think it's real. And so you need to have multiple ways to test your gold. That's kind of what I'm getting at here. We have a fake gold bar that looks real. It feels real. It's a little bit too thick, but if you're a novice, you won't know it. And if you don't go farther, you see it's not magnetic. If you don't go any farther, you weigh it. You're like, yeah, it's real. I'll buy it. And then, you know, 10 years down the road, you end up with a fake gold bar. So guys, I made a promise. We're going to cut into both of these bars. So let's do that right now. All right, so here are our two bars. I have my face shield and mask on, and we're just going to go ahead and tape them down so they don't move. This is on a failed experiment laser engraving I have here. And that way they just don't move. And we're just going to take our Dremel and we're going to cut into these things and see what's inside. Will we get a gold color? Will it be a silvery color? What is inside of these bars? Let's start with this one over here. Turn this bad boy up. Well, that definitely looks a little silvery to me. Oh yeah. All right, now let's do this magnetic one. Whoa! Spark! Oh yeah. All right, face shield off, mask off, and let's take a look here. Yeah, that's some sort of silvery metal that's magnetic. And this one looks to be brass. This one's probably brass. It looks brassy to me. So this one's actually made to look like, look at that. It's actually made to look like it's gold even inside of it. So if you drill and you're like, oh, it's even gold inside, it must be real. This one right here, guys, the only thing that's really bad about it from an eye visual perspective is that it's too thick. If you're a novice, this is one of the best looking gold bars I have ever seen that's fake. Like really, it looks so good. Other than the fact that it's thick, if you were just looking at this, if you just looked at it, threw it on a scale, and you didn't realize it was too thick, that one's scary. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, enjoyed me destroying those bars. And if you learned something at all from this video, please let me know with the comment down below. And like I said earlier, if you have gold or silver in your safe that you're not sure about, find a way to get it tested, whether it be on your own, take it to a coin shop, because as I said earlier, I would bet, and I could be wrong, but I would bet at least one person that watches this video probably has fake gold or silver in their safe and doesn't even know it, and that's really scary. So I hope you find it. Guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to let YouTube know by hitting the thumbs up. Thank you. Don't forget to go down below and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day. Stack long, stack heavy, and we'll see you next time.